Hello guys, this is Balgore with you now. My name used to be Death Trooper, but I've now changed it to Balgore. The reason being is I had to put a clan title in front of it, and Death Trooper is too many letters, and now Balgore coincides with my YouTube name, Balgore8. So the clan, if any of you are wondering, TKI is the Korean influence because one of our high diamond members is over in Korea playing. So yeah. It's a bunch of friends, we're all really good, and we decided to make a clan out of it. So if any of you want to add me now, my name is TKI Balgore, and my character code is 487. And now we will get underway. Cast here, showing a game, a 2v2 of mine. For this week's cast, it is going to be TKI Cable, who is my teammate. I'm TKI Balgore. Red Protoss, Cable down here in the bottom right kind of position on Scorched Haven. Myself here, Blue Terran, top kind of right area. And this is Shadaris, a light blue Protoss, and a Lonely Dove, purple Terran in the bottom left. This is a ladder game, and it just happens to be a mirror matchup. So we'll have to see how this game goes. Keep in mind, TKI Cable and myself communicate on Skype, as do I with all the other TKI members. So you probably won't see any typing this game, hopefully. So I'll just kind of explain what we discussed doing on. Right at the beginning here, Cable decided he wanted to go for a Forge Fast Expand and asked me to cover him. So pretty much that's the strategy we're going to work around this game, and we're going to see how it works. I personally have never really done too many fast expand builds in team play since beta, really. For the most part, I almost rush every single time in team play just because it seems very effective if other teams don't rush, and if they attack or if they expand. But this time I say, okay, yeah, why not? Forge Fast Expand is definitely a viable build, and might as well switch it up and try something new. So we'll see how that works out this game here. And Cable, for those of you who don't know, because I don't know if I've casted a game with him or not, he is a very good player, high-level diamond as well. Definitely, I would say, equal to me, if not maybe a little bit better with certain races. He does play random, so I'm probably better at Terran, but he's definitely better at Zerg and Protoss than I will ever be. So anyway, I've decided to throw down my second barracks at the base of my ramp and kind of help Cable wall off this area here. And Cable's doing all the scouting, so I didn't bother sending a scout. Most of the time I send a scout, but I knew Cable could take care of scouting both players, so I opted not to send my scout this time. And that gave me a little bit extra mining and a little bit extra minerals. I've also lifted off my barracks that was up here, and I've landed it down here, and I've thrown a bunker in the back here, tight walling all of this off, and kind of keeping the bunkers safe. Now, realistically, it would be a better position maybe in here, but it obviously doesn't fit, so it's good enough there for now, though. And Cable's thrown down some cannons. Now, that was the other team's scout. They just scouted that we've walled here, but they don't see any expand yet, and they haven't been in either of our bases, so they don't know if I have gas or not, they don't know if I have orbital or not, they don't really know what's going on. But I imagine because they are equal in skill level, most likely, because they matched up with us, they probably expect a fast expand. So let's see how they react. So far, Protoss doing nothing out of the ordinary. Doesn't look like he's going to be throwing down 4 gateways and going for a gateway push. Maybe he will, but just not yet. And the Terran player here, opting to get a bunker. I'm not too sure about this. Maybe he decided to fast expand himself. He does have just one barracks going for straight factory with 2 gas right away. Note, I also have 2 gas now, but I did build 2 barracks, and that's why I don't have a factory just yet. And I'm throwing down engineering bay. It's always good to have this just in case they decide to go for a DT rush or a Banshee rush or some kind of cheese with cloaked units. It's good to have the ability to throw down a turret if you need to. Even though Cable has cannons in the front, Banshees and stuff can come in the back, or the Protoss player could put a cannon here and warp DTs up here if he has sight, things like that. Anyway, this is fully walled off now for the most part. I mean, there's a little gap here, but they would suffer heavy casualties to run around this gap. Cable now has his Nexus up. Sorry, I should be using some tabs here to show you guys what's going on. It looks like the purple Terran player has opted to go for siege tanks, kind of a mech build, getting siege mode and a siege tank out now, as well as just sitting here with a barracks, no add-on on that barracks. That is a little unusual. He does have a lot of gas. He should maybe throw down either a second factory, perhaps another starport. He is opting to fast expand, but he does have a lot of resources, and only one barracks and one factory is not enough to spend one base, let alone two base worth of resources. So this Terran player, I would say he doesn't look like the highest caliber. Definitely not as good as me, I would say. Not tooting my own horn, but he doesn't seem to be playing too well. But he is reacting to our fast expand by expanding early himself. So that's at least a decent decision there. This Protoss player, on the other hand, is going for Immortals. He sees our wall of structures, and especially cannons. Immortals are very effective and do high damage against buildings and cannons. So that's why he's going for that kind of a play. And he does have 3 warp gates as well. So he's not really doing like a 1 gate, 1 robo facility kind of all-in push here. He's playing it safe, doing a standard 3 gate and robo facility build. This leaves him options to get observers or colossi down the road, as well as just more immortals. He's also opting to expand now, and I too am probably preparing to expand myself. I don't remember at this moment. I'm actually supply blocked here, probably building a depot somewhere. Nope, just throwing down 2 ones here a little bit late. I'm going a Marine Marauder build, I've decided. I've gotten all the upgrades, Stim, Shield, and Concussive. As well, I'm getting my +1 upgrades. I'm an upgrade fanatic. I try and rush upgrades, especially the 2 eBay upgrades right away. And I even throw down the Armory and get the level 2 and 3 upgrades as games progress. So anyway, I'm just producing a bunch of Marines for now. Don't have any Marauders yet, but I probably will start getting them soon since I do have the 2 tech labs. And here I've put my SCV out in the position to expand now as well. I'm not sure how recently we've scouted, if I've scanned either of them. I think I did, yes, I did scan and I did see the robo facility, so we did see it there. It's always good to follow up scouting. You don't just want to scout once and then never again. And I believe they have not scouted us since their initial. No, they haven't, not even a scan. So they're just going to make a blind push at this moment. They have 1 siege tank with siege mode, 3 Marines, 2 Immortals. The Protoss army composition here is really good, but the Terran player really has nothing. Really didn't step it up. There's no reason he shouldn't have brought this tank with him as well. Anyway, here comes the push. Looks like he's going to move his tank into position, just into range of the siege tanks, or sorry, the cannons. And Cable here responding by warping in some zealots, which are very effective against the tank. They are covering the units well, so he's kind of poking and prodding, testing the grounds. We're seeing what's there. And I've got all of my Marine Marauders out here. We're just kind of sitting back, biding our time. We are waiting because Cable is going to Robo Facility Colossi, very, very strong counter to Terran bio units and things like that, as well as he is getting charge lots. He does have charge on the way, which is very good against siege tanks and immortals as well. So we're just kind of trying to bide our time and let these cannons hold off the attack for as long as we can. Now the cannons are gone. Cable decides to push into the zealots. While the meat shield is distracting the tanks and the other units, I can run in, snipe the tank. I move over here and snipe the other tank. And we begin training as units. It's turning out to an okay battle. I focus fire a little bit there on the tanks anyway. And the Protoss army fully remains here. This is kind of bad news, but Cable's pulled Colossus came out just in the right time, and I've produced 4 Marauders in response to all the stockings on the field. So we should have enough to pull this off. I back up a little bit, try and let the Colossus get engaged. They're doing a good job, and they decide to fall back. We've pushed them back. We've held the attack off. I'm macroing up hard again now, and my base has just come up, so now I'm transferring all of my workers here, throwing down 2 more gas. I actually have a lot of gas. That's very unusual for me. Normally I do spend that, or I offer it to my ally. At this time, Cable said he didn't need it, which, as you can see, he doesn't. So I'm just hanging on to it for now in case I need it. And if he actually wants it later, I have it to give to him. So here we go. Called in some mules of energy. Called in another mule. These guys have both expanded. The Terran player has fully saturated. The Protoss player not so much. He kind of committed a lot to that attack. They're pushing again. Protoss player going in again. Again, the Terran player only has one tank. I didn't realize that this game was such a joke for the purple Terran. Perhaps it would have been a different outcome if the Terran player was better, but anyway, this is how it's going so far. The Protoss player seems somewhat decent, though I haven't seen anything exceptional in terms of micro or anything like that. So we're just going to see here. Cable now has 4 Colossi out, and he's about to have 6 out, and he has a bunch of Zealots with charge now. So that's going well. I've got my factory. A little tip for you Terran players out there. When the factory completes, if you build the reactor core and throw down a starport, the build time for both is very close. Once the starport is done, the reactor is also done, and then you can lift off your factory and put your starport right on that reactor right away, and you don't have to wait 50 seconds for your starport to make a reactor, so that you can start getting those meta packs. Anyway, we're going to push out now. Looks like they tried to engage us a little bit. These 6 Colossi are more than enough to tear everything up, not to mention the charged Zealots. That was an absolute devastation for them. They didn't really do much. We've killed their tanks, we've killed some of their immortals. They're falling back completely. All he really has, it looks like, is 5 or 6 stalkers left alive here. 1 siege tank, nothing going on for the Terran player. He does have a ton of factories now, realizing he has too much money. 5 factories and a 4. So he was waiting to macro up hard, I guess, but waited too long. Fast expand has now kicked in. Cable's economy is way ahead of the other teams' economy, or has been from the beginning anyway. So it looks like that's it. They GG. That's the game. I hope you guys enjoy. Anyway, that's just a random game. I decided to cast and sample it, and also announce the TKI clan name change. So yeah, Balgore out.